Go share the video. Go share the video.
Is it live?
Yeah.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
And then, oh yeah, I gotta shrink us too. So
Shrink?
Yeah. So that we don't cover up the screen. There we go.
Hey babe, look, we're live.
Turn your phone down. We're live. Post. Share. Twitter. Oops. I'm just gonna send it to IG and Facebook, and we litty. All right. Boom. Bada boom, bada bing. We litty. All right.
You got on too early, huh?
Huh? No, not necessarily. I uploaded videos today, so it always takes a few minutes for the notification to go out when I upload on the same days that I go live. It's all gravy. Turn it down. I can hear myself. I can hear myself.
Can you?
Yeah. What up? What up, Leo? Is it Linnell? Linnell, oh, damn, the goat is live. Let's go. Whole lot of gang shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just got on live too. We just getting live. We just sent out the notifications. So go ahead and hit that like, comment, share. Get some people up in here. Notify your peoples. Let them know that we live. Let them know that we lit. Oh, look, somebody just texted me. Live tonight? We live right now. Boom. Somebody just hit me up asking if we were going live. What do you know? We litty like 7 titties. Oh, yeah?
Why are you drinking all my waters?
You can go get one out of the fridge. It's time to roll up. You took one of your edibles?
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to all the members too, man. If you guys see the little thing I got going up on here, the little members list. So if you see your name, you know what I'm saying, shout out to you. We basically shout out everybody by name. You want to shout them out, babe?
Yes.
And you can start at the bottom and then go up.
Oh, I was started at the top last time and went down.
Well, it's okay. I don't care. I'm just already at the bottom. That's why I said to start at the bottom and go up.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh. Gary Willis, My Hood Life, Nugget, Liz, Amy Lynn, Driver's Thoughts.
Amy Lynn. Oh, Amy and then Lynn, my bad.
Oh. Should I say the whole name? Lynn Willow, Misty Summers, Mama Dukes, Taylor Nienis?
She sent me, and one. I got to go back and check out the comment. She sent a comment that explained how to like pronounce her name. It was like Ninehurst or something like that, or Ninehurst.
Is it like German?
Something that's got to be, because the way that she like had broke it down and like made the pronunciation, it definitely was not no shit that I had ever heard.
Okay, Erin Noel DiCarlo, Spicy Cherokee Girl, Token Tug, Nicole Massey, Ryan Parks. Oops, how do I go back up again?
I don't know. What'd you do?
What'd you do?
Oh, no.
You broke it.
What did you... No. What did you click?
What did you click?
I didn't click anything. You just needed 2 fingers.
I feel like you did that. Ryan
I
Parks.
wasn't even touching it.
Carrie Huffman, Creatively Insane, Nick Fisher, Tammy's Clips, Diesel Fuel, Marie Escobar, and Marla Hudgens.
And Marla. Shout out to Marla. She's the new one. Shout out to everybody. You dig what I'm
There's a lot of
saying?
people on here.
23.
That's dope.
There's 23.
He's been on here for 16 months?
Yep.
Wow, that's dope.
Yep. Yeah, shout out to Liz. Shout out, what up, Brian? Hell yeah. You know, I knew you had to take a break. Yeah, we about to hop into the video now. We'll go ahead and get it started. We can have this further back for us.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new uploads. Alright, let's begin. For as far back as we can remember, Sasquatch sightings have been the subject of much speculation and fascination for millions of people all around the world.
You believe in Sasquatch?
There's just something so interesting about there potentially being a living creature that roams the woods with mysterious origins. There have been plenty of such sightings throughout the internet, but this one by Patrick Rigo is definitely one of the creepier ones in quite some time.
We'll see.
In the video published to his YouTube
skeptic
channel on July 23rd, 2012, Patrick is in the woods in Trucas, New Mexico, shooting a background transition video for a family camping trip movie, when all of a sudden, something strange happens.
Chief. What up, Chief?
Come here, my Jojo. He's all green.
Cap. He caught some homeless dude trying to take a shit. He didn't want to get caught taking a shit. He didn't have a shovel to bury it.
Yeah.
That's a cat.
Why do all the videos have to be like blurry when it comes to stuff like this?
I don't know.
Without explanation, a terrifying Bigfoot-like creature can be seen walking directly in front of Patrick and his camera before the video eventually ends. Naturally, many viewers have since been quite curious as to what this terrifying entity is and what its intentions were. Let's just all be glad that Patrick was able to get out of there before he could find out the hard way.
They be talking about there's little Bigfoot babies and shit. Whole communities and shit. And I'm like, we ain't stumbled across and got fucking
Today's
whole pictures
video
of these
sponsored by
communities.
Dave.
Like, fuck out of here.
No, not that Dave. Dave, the banking app, of course.
Rick?
We've all been in a situation needing some extra cash. Before my YouTube career took off, I remember struggling to make ends meet by the end of the month. A little starting capital can give you the opportunity to start that side hustle.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
I was about to say this has to be a goddamn commercial. Shout out to you and your commercials, sir.
This next terrifying video was published to YouTube by a channel known as Python93 and was filmed in Japan. It's also allegedly a cursed video, and it is said that anybody who watches it will ultimately die. Be warned. The footage itself was allegedly filmed back in August of 2002 and seems to follow an unnamed videographer as they make their way through and around an abandoned building in the middle of nowhere. For at least a little while, the videographer is unable to find anything too creepy aside from the overall state of the place. However, that all changes rather quickly. What started off as an innocent enough video is about to take a seriously sinister turn in a matter of seconds. Take a look.
Go, go, go. That look like a good ass like CGI movie.
An unsettling entity can be seen following the videographer through the building as they remarkably stay calm while being pursued. The video ends with the camera panning directly at the creepy entity. I did extensive research to find out where this video was filmed, as I have a particular fascination with abandoned places, and by covering ground on Google Maps and reading through Japanese message boards, I found the exact location. It is known as Mitsu Yamaguchi Station and is an abandoned aerial tramway that was opened in 1958. Matching the photos with the video, it becomes certain that the video was indeed filmed at this abandoned site. Whether this has any meaning as to why this video is considered cursed is currently unknown.
That shit looks
What do you make of this strange video?
To be a little bit more
there isn't much context to it,
Come on,
other than
Sir
that
Spooks.
it was filmed in 2002
Come on, Sir
in
Spooks.
Japan, and that
I'm
it is
smelling a whole lot of
allegedly
bullshit.
cursed. This is certainly one video that is sure to keep you up at night.
No, it ain't. I'm gonna sleep like a fucking baby after that.
This next video was published to TikTok by a user named APP.
Do you have 18.5 thousand followers and you ain't following not one fucking person, not a fucking screen or profile picture, no bio? What the fuck? 650,000 likes and shit? Fuck out of here. Bot. This is a bot.
As he is seen talking to the camera while relaxing with his pet
dog
on his bed, when out of nowhere, a strange noise disrupts his silence, causing him to go investigate. As the uploader heads into the hallway to start his investigation, he gets his first sign that he may not be as alone as he thinks in his house.
I literally hate you. How the fuck do you expect to make money, Julie, if you don't like to work? Julie, my door just fucking opened. What? No, stop. What the fuck?
I would have.
What?
I'd have threw shit at that shit.
It's not even that late. Kevin's not home from work yet. What the hell?
After being terrified of seeing the door in the hallway close, the uploader then heads right back into his bedroom for a bit of safety and comfort. But in a second, he will find out that not even that room is safe for him anymore.
What the fucking... Oh. No. Oh! No. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I'm looking, all those doors are open now.
What the Julie, you're lying. You're lying. Oh! No. No.
The video ultimately ends with several more doors closing in and around the house, causing the uploader to be in a state of pure confusion and terror.
If that shit was real,
many
that
people are
shit be
freaked out by this
fuck.
video and have also remarked in the comments at just how calm his pet dog is during
His
all
dog
of this.
is calm as shit.
By taking a good look at the doors that were seen closing in the video, it also doesn't appear as if they were attached to any strings. So this begs the question, what could possibly have been closing
Dog
this
was
man's
like, I can't
doors?
shit I can do, dog. I
Let's
ain't a
just
real
hope
dog.
that if his house
I'm a
does
little-
turn out to be
I'm a
haunted,
designer pet.
that he moves as
I
far
sit in your
away
purse,
as he
bruh.
can.
That nigga was not about to do shit.
A TikTok user named WahidPC uploaded this cryptic and bizarre video to his account in July of 2021, which shows a young boy sitting on the ground at home, playing around and having fun. It seems like a cute and innocent video to begin with, but you know how it goes. The young boy turns around to face the videographer and scoots his way a bit closer, which is adorable. But in the background, what's happening is anything but adorable. Take a look.
Oh shit.
In a blink and you'll miss it moment, A shadow figure can be seen running right past the doorway, something that
You
not
better
even the
burn that
uploader
shit
seemed to
down.
notice at the time,
Fuck that.
since no words were spoken after it happened. Surely, though, upon reviewing the footage, the uploader must have been in for the scare of a lifetime, seeing that a fun and cute moment with their young boy was actually quite a bit more sinister than they thought. To this day, nobody is sure what this shadow figure
fucking
is
gremlin, you got
and what it
Chucky
was
in your
doing
house.
inside this person's home. The next time you're playing around with your son, keep your eyes peeled. James Fitzpatrick is having an ordinary day at his workplace, and nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. However, that doesn't last for too much longer when something baffling happens, which causes James to pull out his cell phone camera to document the experience for his followers to witness.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is going on?
Everything's going all fucking haywire. We got alarms going off. Ryan's out on patrol. Look, there's a fucking poltergeist or some shit in here.
Oh shit! Yeah, run, motherfucker, run!
No, fuck this.
Yeah, fuck that.
Holy shit.
If the barrage of flashing lights wasn't enough to
Yeah, I
freak
quit.
you or James out, then surely the
quit.
door
Would you stay at
slamming
work?
shut at full force
Yeah, I quit.
is enough.
There's no fucking
James
way.
feels so terrified by what is going on that he has to step outside for a moment just to catch his breath
moment,
and
I'm
take
out.
in everything that has just happened to him in such a short amount
I
of
would have
time.
been gone.
Judging by the way James's voice sounds when these incidents were going on, I must say that his fear does sound quite authentic, and I would be surprised if this was acting, because this definitely sounds like
Taylor?
the voice of a man who is panicked and frightened. I also wouldn't blame James if he called in sick to work for the next few days in order to get away from the terrifying spirits that inhabit the workspace.
Poltergeist or some shit in here.
Oh shit!
Oh, no, fuck this. Holy shit.
And that was 5 scary videos. I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed
that
the
shit.
video.
Yeah,
And
fuck that. Like, yeah, I start seeing a bunch of alarms and lights flashing and shit. Yeah, it's time to go, player. Time to go. All right, Sir Spooks. We need some more heat like that, sir.
hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a
Yeah,
look
right.
at 5 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads. Alright, let's begin. This first video was published to TikTok by the appropriately titled user, Dude, My House is Haunted, who essentially explains to the camera that he has been experiencing some rather strange activity in the house, stating
The fact that you even thought that that'd be a cool title, like, you need to move. Something is either highly wrong with you, or you're just not trying hard enough to fucking get out of that situation.
he doesn't
Just
know how
saying.
much longer he can stay, especially after a previous incident. The incident in question was
What up,
explained
Willow?
in a video in which the uploader states that he and someone named Eb were heading to bed when she looked up and saw that the attic door was open. She asked the uploader if he had been in the attic today, at which point he told her that he had not. As a matter of fact, according to the OP, the attic door was supposedly closed all day prior. However, just as he was about to close the door, he said that something in the attic moved, at which point he knew he needed to investigate further. In a follow-up video, the uploader states that one day, while he was away from the house, he got a ring notification from somewhere inside the home. So naturally curious, he checked it out, and in doing so, got the scare of a lifetime. Of course, course, the uploader and his
Fuck would you do if you seen that shit on
girlfriend/wife
your camera?
were obviously quite freaked out by this recording, and
We're
they also
moving
have not been
immediately
able
if
to
we ever have
properly
a haunted
explain what
house.
exactly happened in this
I'm just letting
footage,
you know.
and neither can the viewers. What do you think is happening in this couple's home? Is it really haunted? What could be lingering in the attic? Leave your theories in the comments below.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't give a damn what the theory is. I'd move the fuck out of that immediately.
For millions of people all around the world,
Packing
dolls
everybody
are a
up.
comfort toy that brings out
Leave
their
it
inner
all. We'll
child.
rebuy everything.
But there are
Fuck it
also
all.
millions of people around the world that find dolls to be absolutely terrifying.
Me.
But they are not always able to explain why.
I'm so glad you don't have
If
no
you're not
weird-ass
already
dog in
scared
this
of
house.
dolls, you certainly will be after watching this video. It was published to TikTok by a user named RubyLocks and showcases what seems to be at first a normal looking doll that seems to be stuck walking in a corner. Still normal enough, right? Well, it's only when the
What do you
uploader
mean
gets right
normal
up
enough?
close and shows the back
What up,
of the
Trey?
doll that things start to get terrifying.
Fucking batteries.
As you can see, the doll in question is moving seemingly all
The
by itself
fuck? Yeah, you
with
got
no
kick it.
batteries inside of it.
G-stomp
So
that shit.
naturally, this begs the
Burn
question
it.
of how in the world
Take
this
a bat
seemingly
to it.
normal doll
A
is
sledgehammer.
walking around this TikTok user's house without any batteries inside of it whatsoever. Is it possible that
That
this
reminds me
doll
of
is
when
being
Jayana had
possessed
that
by a
fucking weird
spirit?
ass little Furby.
Is
that
this simply a case
shit
of a
was creepy as
malfunction or
shit.
error? Or is something else at play here? Be sure to leave your ideas in the comments.
I don't know why I bought her that fucking thing. I even went out of my way and like found it. I don't know, there's like multiple stores.
A
to get that
TikTok
stupid
user
thing.
named Sam I Guess uploaded a video to her account on July 3rd, 2020, which sees her making an attempt to prank her sister, which is quite common for TikTok videos. But what's not common are the events that happen next. The video shows the uploader sneaking up on her sister before ultimately scaring her, succeeding in pulling off her prank. However, just a few moments after the two share a laugh about it, they stop dead in their tracks after hearing something rather unsettling happen in the house.
What are you doing? Got you, me. Got you. Go, 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 go.
As the two exit the room, it almost looks as if you can see a strange
person. Did you
shadow
see
figure
that shit?
somewhere in the hallway, which just adds to the creepiness of the video. A couple of seconds later, the sisters make their way into another room in the house where they think they're safe, but soon find out they're far from it.
Hey, Trey. Oh my God, Danny,
Ooh, I
Danny,
saw
Danny,
that.
Danny, Danny, Danny,
Why
Danny.
is she running towards that shit? Fuck no.
They hear weird knocking noises before the one sister turns around and notices what looks to be a terrifying shadow figure peering at them both from a corner, causing them to audibly gasp before the video ultimately
Yeah, fuck
ends.
that. I gotta go.
Thankfully, the two girls are okay, but sadly, we still have no idea as to what exactly happened in this video. Was there a spirit roaming the house? What was up with that shadow figure? Why did this happen immediately after the prank on the sister was pulled? Was this just a hoax? We may never get the answers.
Yeah, I'm good on all that shit. I definitely wouldn't have been running towards that shit by any fucking means.
This next video was published to the highly popular High Strangeness subreddit, which is essentially one big collection of all sorts of photos, videos, and stories relating to the paranormal, UFOs, ancient cultures, cryptozoology, anomalies, and other strange things. This clip in question was filmed in Switzerland in the municipality of Kandersteg, and seems to show some seriously strange activity happening
What
in
up,
the
diesel
sky.
fuel?
It truly looks like something straight out of a horror movie. As the camera zooms in on the clouds, we see this.
Yeah, I would shit my pants too, Liz.
Yeah. Holy shit. Look at that.
It's a fucking
I'm trying to figure
alien.
out what it is. Yeah, I have no clue.
Maybe
What
somebody
looks like a
chesting out a
human is seen
jetpack.
floating or possibly hanging in midair, not moving so much as a single muscle. There have been several videos uploaded to this thread by the same person, showing the strange occurrence from different perspectives and angles at different times of the day, with everybody coming to the conclusion that this is highly strange and unsettling. Because this video is so new, we don't have any sort of explanation as to what exactly happened here,
Maybe
and
somebody's
whether or
reached
not this was
the
a person,
ultimate
an
peak
alien
of
aircraft,
meditation
or
and started
something else
floating and
entirely.
meditating and shit.
Even if it is not a person, it's still highly disturbing and will make you afraid of what might
What
be
up, Eric?
hiding up in the clouds
Official Diesel,
the
appreciate
next
you.
time you go outside.
Oh, it's in the clouds now.
Okay, yeah. So,
What the? I see that. I see it. Yeah, that's it.
but right now we're trying
It's
to
hard to
find
see
them.
right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing under it.
No.
There's nothing under it.
What?
I would just want to get closer to that, bro. I would be so curious. Like, my curiosity would take me
Exploration
better
Unknown is one of the
than me
most
right there.
popular urban
lie.
exploration-style YouTube channels that boasts a huge following of people who are eager to see where exactly the crew are going to be investigating next. In this video, published to their channel on October 6th, 2020, the group are exploring the haunted house of 7 Islands, which proves to be rather terrifying.
Yeah, dude.
For the first little while of the video, the crew can be seen wandering around each room, getting a good look at their surroundings. For a little bit, they seem to come up empty, and don't find anything that's overtly scary, other than the rundown and eerie state of the building. But other than that, they are seemingly all in the clear. At least for a little while, that is. In this next part, one of the crew is recording in a room which looks no different than any of the others they've been exploring throughout the course of the video. But it's here where we get our first sign that they may not be alone in there.
Alright
Shit
guys,
is creepy as fuck.
we've got the K2 meter over here in this window. We're getting things set up. Alright. And then in here, we got Josh on the porch.
Oh, I saw that up there. I thought that was one of their people walking around upstairs.
About 8 minutes later, when walking around in yet another corner of the house, the cameraman ends up recording what looks to be something rather creepy without him even noticing. Take a look.
My breath. It sounded like my breath.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, something just came out of that door.
Throughout the rest of the video, the group proceeds to investigate the remainder of the house, but are unable to find anything of interest. Do you think that the House of 7 Islands really is haunted, or is it just a myth? Whichever way you think, it's probably best you don't go out there exploring and finding out for yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. You shit, you ain't gotta tell me twice, play shit.
And that was 5
Fucking
scary videos.
good on that.
I hope you enjoyed the video.
You definitely ain't about to see Mile High doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we ain't even close to 100K for me to have to worry about that shit right now. So, I'm good. You don't gotta tell me twice. Let's see. Somebody said there was a new Mind Junkie. Nope, no new Mind Junkies that we haven't seen. They don't upload every day. It'd be like every 3-4 days. There was some where's she at? Darkest Secrets though. There was 2 of those. We have 2 of these Darkest Secrets.
What would happen to you if an unexplainable phenomena occurred before your eyes? Surely a paralyzing fear would take over your entire being. A fear so intense that for days falling asleep would be a nearly impossible task to accomplish. Those were the symptoms of the people who are in the videos that you will see today. terrible insomnia from which you could also suffer if you dare to see the following recordings. Do you dare? My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 5 extreme horror videos
Working towards it.
that
Well,
won't
I'll believe
let
it
you
when I
sleep.
see it. We'll cross that
Number
bridge when we
5.
got to.
We start this investigation with a strange footage of a man who was on vacation in northern Argentina with his wife. Their day had been ideal. They went out to explore the beautiful landscapes and tourist sites that the area offered until they reached an old railway line where the woman decided to take a rest. While recording, the man captures the following sequence. Observe.
Oh, what the fuck is behind her?
It's like a little gnome thing.
Little pixie. Oh shit!
It's a
Oh,
monkey.
what the fuck was that?
It was a monkey in a hat. That was a monkey.
What do you think that is? It is not
Little
an animal.
person.
Neither is it a child. They calculate that it was no more than 16 inches tall.
Little pixie. Look at it.
Only babies have that size, so it is impossible for it to be one. According to the couple, and when carefully reviewing the recording, due to the way it moves and its peculiar clothing, everything points to it being a gnome.
You just look.
Do
You
you
said
think
it.
that it's indeed the case? Could there be any other explanation than the one given? Number 4. It's amazing how sometimes the most shocking and terrifying things you
Yeah,
can
Misty.
imagine could appear in front of you without you even being aware of it. And a clear example of this lies in the recording that Alonso, a faithful subscriber of the channel, sent to my email. What you are seeing corresponds to a camera installed in his cousin's room, who in fact is the one who appears lying on his bed with his young son. Alonso emphasizes to us that at that moment, they both had fallen asleep, something that can perhaps be regarded as luck, considering what the security camera caught.
Oh shit. Is it just though? I mean, someone could be calling because you can set your phone up to where it flashes and shit
Oh, true.
when people call. So
When he woke up, Alonso's cousin noticed dozens of photos that the cell phone had taken, all of
oh, you
them
were right.
while he
photos.
was sleeping. It was then that he asked Alonso for access to the cameras, without imagining what would be captured when his cell phone came to life and began to be manipulated without explanation. Do you notice what is truly strange in this video?
I mean, that's a stretch. I wouldn't sit
Rule
there and
out
try
that
to
face belongs to his cousin,
draw a
since
face
clearly
on
his
it. But
features do not correspond to that of a human being. In fact, everyone in
I
the
feel like you
family
can
is
try to make yourself
convinced
see anything
that it
in
is
that shit.
something far from a reality, a ghost, or a demon.
Or somebody who
A
hacked
creepy
that nigga
entity
shit
that
and
seems
started
to be
pressing
present
buttons.
in front of him without even noticing it.
I don't know. I
At
think that
least
somebody
that's what
just
they
hacked his
think.
shit and was pressing
What
buttons.
do you think of this clip?
I think
Leave
it's-
it in the
I
comments.
think it's not unlikely that somebody got a hold of his passwords. information for that shit.
The most common places where the paranormal is present are hospitals, forest highways, and
We gotta hit
cemeteries,
100K first.
among
I ain't even
others.
about to worry about
We
that
have seen it in
conversation because we
movies
ain't
and
even
even
we
on
ain't even
this
hit 50
channel.
yet.
However, and as
I ain't got
often
nothing to
as
worry
I
about, so
say,
it's all good.
the paranormal
Y'all
can
can talk
happen
about
to
it all you
anyone
want.
and
But
at
till we
any
hit
time.
100K, I ain't worried
The
about it.
paranormal does not judge. It does not discriminate, which is why it can also sometimes be present in prisons. Due to their emotional weight, these are places of high paranormal activity, but little or nothing is known.
Y'all better
Since
hit that
supposedly
subscribe
there
button.
can be no
Hit that
cameras
bell
inside.
notification.
That does make sense, doesn't it? That is to say that the paranormal manifests itself here. After all, it is in these places where the inmates pay their debts to society. I myself have uploaded a couple of clips that...
Well, I'm gonna pause it real quick. Wifey's going to check on the kids real fast. Yeah, I ain't worried about it though. Y'all ain't, we ain't even hit 50K yet. You know what I'm saying? We got so many milestones to hit before 100K that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Look, I think the only other thing that could potentially get me to go, if we hit 100 joined members, if we had 100 or not 100, 1,000, let's make it. I gotta make it worthwhile because y'all know I ain't about to go put myself in fucking harm's way and fight demons and shit and poltergeists and shit for nobody, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You gotta entice me a little bit. So we can either get 100,000 subscribers and we're at 47.6 or some shit like that. 47,600 and something. So we could do 100,000 subscribers or work on the joined members. And if we can get 1,000 joined members on any level, it don't have to be any specific level. There's 3 levels. There's even one as cheap as $2.99. You know what I'm saying? We got $2.99. Yeah, no. I said I'm giving you 2 different options now. I'm making it a little. I'm giving you 2 options. There's 2 options. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 options. Cause if you want me to go fight demons and shit, yeah, come. I'm being dead ass ADR. Shit, motherfuckers. Like, oh, Mile High, you should go. Goddamn, ghost hunting and shit. What? You know what I'm saying? You better entice me. Shit, you better entice me. Cause that's no play to me. That shit ain't light. There ain't no light work with that. You know what I'm saying? I got 99 problems and a ghost ain't one. You know what I'm saying? So if you want me to go make one my problem because this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the unlucky motherfucker to have a goddamn ghost come home with me. So you got to be able to help me make sure I can move the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I told you, first ghost experience, I gotta leave. So yeah, I gotta be able to move. So 1,000 paid members or 100,000 subscribers, just regular subscribers. So yeah, you got 2 options, but you gotta entice my ass. I'm just
demonstrating those manifestations.
What the fuck are you doing? Come on, bring your ass over here. You're doing the what?
The cooter bone dance.
What is the cooter bone dance?
What I was doing.
It looked like you were just thrusting the air.
It's the cooter bone dance.
Oh, okay.
They're rare, but when they come to light, they become paranormal evidence. Without going any further,
Like a kid
just
in there.
watch.
What up, Scary?
Te agarra como la punta con fuerza. Mira. No, hermano, esta hueá es una mierda. Mira. Oh, hermano, cachai, no, bueno.
The first thing that stands out here is that inmates have this kind of device. And in many Latin American prisons, this is very common. In relation to the video, unfortunately, I have no information regarding when or where this happened. However, despite that, what is shown is that something else is being shared with them in that
The
cell.
cooter bone dance.
The unexpected way in which the curtain
strengthens your
moves
cooter bone.
and the very reaction of the
What up,
inmates
Coma?
demonstrate this, making it clear that these people not only have to live with the lack of freedom and overcrowding, But apparently,
Fucking
they are
ghosts too and
forced to
shit.
deal with what they cannot
But shit, them
understand.
Latin American fucking prisons be, you know, they be wild. I mean, shit, all them, you know, what we consider third world country prisons where they're just super hostile and, you know, it's survival mode in them bitches. You know what I mean?
The spirit of
Fend for
something
yourself.
that manifests itself in this place. Tell me what you think. Number 2. What you're about to see next was sent by Dave, a subscriber from Denver, Colorado.
Oh
Who
shit.
wrote to us saying that while surfing the internet, he found a very interesting story. As he tells us, the video that you now see on the screen is a gathering of friends. They had fun, danced, and sang until something absolutely strange
what the fuck is
happens.
that?
Are you sure? I don't think so. What's that?
What the fuck?
Christy, no. I'm back. No, I'm telling you now. What's it? See? What I say? Oh my God. What I say? It's gone. No, shush. No.
Yeah, fuck that. I would do exactly what they did. Ran the fuck
The
out of that
story
house.
goes on to
and
say
out.
that the girls that afternoon took several photos. One of them is the one you see now on screen. Apparently, the strange being was accompanying them throughout the afternoon. Undoubtedly, this clip is odd, but also has a very interesting story. However, I suspect that it is not entirely true, because I had already seen this particular photo in other places as well as the video. Could they be related? Is this the real story of both photos? Did you know about both recordings? Let me know what you think.
I don't fucking know, but
Number
fuck
1.
that. That bitch looks evil. Holy shit.
Ghosts are one thing. Due to their link with religion and horror movies, it is easy to be surprised and fear them. But there is another anomalous and inexplicable phenomena that when it happens to people, it leaves them with a feeling of vulnerability and inconsolable terror. I'm talking about close encounters with extraterrestrial life.
Oh my God,
You never feel more unprotected than when you see something that is not human technology go over your head. Said Huijosa is his name, from Ecatepec, Mexico. Wrote to my email telling me about an incredible situation that he witnessed together with several work colleagues. It was during the afternoon session that when going outside, he saw how several of his companions were with their cell phones, pointing it directly towards the sky. As he looked, he saw a strange dot that was slowly moving, so he also took out his cell phone, thinking it was a plastic bag, or at most, a hot air balloon. He was surprised when he found it this by zooming in.
Con el mío sí se alcanza a ver bien, güey. Ahorita se los paso. Sí, güey.
Oh, that nigga caught a motherfucking alien ship. Nigga, that is the best video of a fucking spaceship I have ever seen.
tomarnos el día.
It looks like droney, kind
That shit like a crazy ass fucking metal snowflake.
No mames, se ve bien
What
cabrón.
the fuck is that?
As you can see, a strange spherical figure with huge bumps on its surface was what everyone captured that day. The dark figure that does not seem to be flying at high altitude. In fact, at times, the focus of the phone allows us to clearly see this strange shape that, according to our subscriber, to this day, they do not know what it was. Could it
Or
be
something
CGI?
like that is the craziest fucking
Write what you think of both this clip and the previous
UFO
ones,
footage that
because
I've
this
ever
video
fucking seen.
has already come
That's
to
an
an
alien.
end.
These niggas
My
caught
name
the
is
aliens.
Leonora Clay, And this was
That is fucking
the
wild.
jargon.
There's no doubt about it in my brain. The aliens is fucking here. God damn it. They are here. What would you do if you got anally probed?
What do you mean? What would I do?
Would you be like turn into a crazy person?
I'd just be Renee with a probe in my ass. I don't fucking know. Like, does it stay in there?
I fucking know. Oh, man.
Hi, Renee. I was probed anally. I'd have a support group, probably.
The anal probe support group?
Have you ever been anally
Oh,
probed?
fuck. That's funny.
Have you ever
Okay.
been anally probed by an alien?
Well, this group is for you. Oh, man.
Generally, in the Western culture and from a scientific point of view, death is conceived as the end of life. However, both cultural
Yeah,
and
I'm just
religious
saying,
beliefs
that shit was
fervently
real.
believe that death only
That was
corresponds
the
to a
fucking
change in
aliens
our
right
state,
there. They fucking
and that
here.
consciousness remains intact, prolonging our existence in some way. Proof of this is in the incredible footage that you will see in this chapter, and that will surely surprise you. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present demonstrations of life
Her voice,
after death.
yeah.
Number 6.
She got that presentation voice.
We begin this investigation with disturbing footage of a tragic event.
Observe.
I received this footage from Juliano Rodriguez from Guanajuato, Mexico. He wrote to my email telling me about a terrible traffic accident that resulted in the unfortunate death of a newly married couple. They were hit by a drunk driver who was speeding. How unfortunate for that to happen. Sometimes life is terribly unfair. All those who passed by felt the impact of such a heartbreaking incident and recorded out of curiosity or simply because they were unaware of what happened without imagining that inadvertently, that night, an impossible image would be captured.
Oh shit, what's the ghost? Look at the lady in the white. What was that? It's the La Llorona.
La Llorona.
See, look, what is that random ass person just all fucking sheeted up for it?
She was at church.
Did you notice anything? The presence of a woman dressed in white is clearly striking. Incredible as it sounds, her figure fits exactly with the woman who had lost her life moments before. It's as if this person were witnessing her own death.
She was sitting there watching that shit like, what happened, y'all?
Could it be the spirit of the woman that is seen in the image? Tell me what you think.
Maybe she's got a twin.
Number 5. Victor Manuel is the subscriber who confides in me that he's somewhat upset after seeing a strange situation that occurred moments after observing the collision of 2 vehicles. A few seconds passed after the accident, and while people were helping to rescue the injured, the dash cam installed in their vehicle recorded a rare anomaly that was seen on the windshield.
That is
Pay attention.
wild. How the fuck did you do that, player?
Is it about to explode or something? This looks like a dirty cloud.
It's a bug.
Do you have any idea what this is?
A bug on the
There are
fucking
certainly
camera?
many
I don't know.
possibilities.
Like,
An insect, an orb,
The
or
insect
simply a
seems the
dust
most
particle that
logical, like a
landed
fucking
there.
fly or something. Look, that's a
However,
bug.
beyond that, the way it moves reminds me a lot of the description that people give to the spirits that have just left a body. Because when these things happen in real life, you don't see a person in white waving goodbye. Instead, you notice someone like this, an amorphous figure that stays in place for a few moments before leaving. But of course, these are only the beliefs of the occult researchers.
Yeah, that's a fucking bug.
Do you think that this strange thing is related to the accident? Leave it in the comments.
Some random ass bug that just happened to land on the damn camera. That's what I say.
Number 4.
I don't think that that's a ghost or somebody's soul leaving their body. Somebody's soul probably did leave their body the way they fucking crashed.
They
right
say
there,
that when the soul leaves unexpectedly or in suffering, it leaves a mark, just like an explosion leaves a mark on the ground. But when referring to someone's life, the mark that is left is so deep that sometimes we can have experiences with them. Saying this has brought to mind a terrible case that we touched on this channel some time ago. A case about the macabre discovery of 5 corpses.
What?
2 of them minors, who were murdered in cold blood in their own home.
Damn.
I will leave the link in the description if you want to see the full video. They called it the House of Horror. It was during the same week that the bodies were found that the media began echoing the news, sending news teams to make live dispatch from the crime scene. It was during one of these broadcasts that hundreds of thousands of viewers were tuning in and witnessed at that moment a situation that never left their minds.
Sí, este sería uno de los lugares donde estaban enterrados justamente los cuerpos de las mujeres, en este caso, Silvio, según las informaciones que también estamos manejando. Porque parte del otro de los cuerpos justamente también se presumía que se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
Ajá. The window's open. Yeah, but there was something on the video. You didn't hear that shit?
Porque parte del otro de los cuerpos justamente.
See? I heard that shit. Like I hella heard that. That's why I asked you.
Among the words said by the reporter, it is clearly possible to capture heartbreaking cries of suffering, screams that, according to some, would correspond to the voices of the victims of this terrible crime,
that's fucking wild.
and that obviously disturbed all those who were watching. Screams that were left resounding like an echo in this house, as if their departure had been so terrifying and upsetting that the explosion of emotions left these walls marked forever. Undoubtedly, footage that deserves to be included in this video. Number 3. The following was sent by Jonathan, one of our subscribers who claims they have the most reliable proof of life after death, since he says that his house is being shared with a relative who no longer walks among us.
What?
In his email, Jonathan says that
if you ain't paying rent in this bitch, or paying a bill in this bitch, like the light bill or the water bill or you ain't paying a cable bill, you cannot stay. You've got to go. What the fuck you mean? Oh, I just got this relative that's no longer here. This nigga deceased, but he's still around, eating, I guess he ain't eating your food, but just popping the squat and shit. Like, nigga, fuck
bitch. You gotta get out.
You gotta go.
a relative of his died a week ago, and that coincidentally, since then, paranormal manifestations have taken over his home.
Nigga,
because of this, seeking solutions to this strange situation, and guided by his religious belief, he installed an altar with images and crucifixes in a corner of his home. Although he suspects that these poltergeist phenomena are caused by that deceased family member, in his culture it is not accepted for the spirits to stay. So he's
Right.
trying to get it out of his home at all costs.
Fucking get out.
It is here that while sprinkling holy water around the home, that his camera would witness something absolutely mysterious.
That nigga did some bad shit in his life if he ain't crossing over.
Bueno, buenas noches
He
a
got some
todos.
secrets and shit.
Con respecto a lo que nos pasó hoy, vamos a tirar, nosotros tenemos un pequeño altarcito así con un poquito de santos. Ahora lo que estoy haciendo, que dije que iba a hacer hoy, fui a buscar agua bendita, así que vamos a rociar. Ya rocié toda la casa con agua bendita, pero hay una parte acá que, no sé, me parece medio extraño. Pasamos la mano así por acá, para que vean que no hay nada. Ahora buscamos el rociador con agua bendita y miren lo que pasa. Ahí va.
That paper starts moving. Could it just be that you're getting the paper wet and it just starts to like wrinkle up maybe? Like it's like absorbing the water?
Let's try it.
That's a thick ass piece of paper. That ain't gonna do it. He sprayed
no hay
it though.
nada, acá arriba no hay nada.
Don't spray it on the
Pero
computer.
bueno, probamos otra vez, ya lo probé como 3
Spray it that
veces
way.
y no sé por qué, justamente esos papeles que no
See,
ven
it moved.
agarran y se
It's
levantan.
weighted. So maybe it like leans forward and then it goes that way?
I just think that the paper is absorbing water and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It just happened to like, he just happened to see it and it like freaked him out more than I feel like it should have. That shit is strong as fuck. Here, let me throw it in the trash. Smells good, but it's strong. Yeah, I think that was some pepperoni. What else?
Our
Lana?
subscriber assures that he sprinkled practically his entire house with holy water, but that it was in this specific place where this inexplicable manifestation was present, just as you saw it. He even passes his hand as a demonstration, thus making it clear that it was not a manipulation. He assures us that what you have just seen is completely real. How could those papers move? Tell me what you think.
I just think that
Number 2.
that was just water absorbing in the paper, and it made it react and be all
Footage like the one above makes it clear to us that there are times when the dead somehow try to keep in touch with us.
Do they?
That in some way they try
But we
to
don't
bring
have to
peace of mind
communicate
to those
back,
close to
right?
them by letting them know that they are well and that although they are no longer in a physical form, they continue to exist. They can continue to manifest themselves if
You hear that shit? Whose badass kids is out at 10 o'clock at night?
feeling of
Goddamn. Ain't
affection
no we
asked
living
for
that.
them. Do you remember this video? Well, this young man returned to his friend's grave annually and once again manifested himself at will.
Ya, Michel, contémosle que estamos más unidos que nunca, hermana mía. Ahora, cuando tú queráis, empieza. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 y gira, gira, gira. Gira, gira, gira. Estás diciendo, pero ¿qué te quiero, weón? No. Estoy seguro si estuviera viva, estás diciendo. Sería la reina del tusi esta weón. ¿Sí o no? No, pues, verdadero. Dale, dale, dale. Gira, 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 gira. Gira. Gira, maraca. Gira, gira. Gira. No tanto. Ya nos vamos recargaditos de energía porque mi socia la vine a ver con el color preferido que a ella le gustaba el azul. Despídete de la gente. Dale.
That shit would be creepy as fuck. I don't care how excited you are, my nigga.
Es la Michelle que yo
fuck all of that
conozco, mi
shit.
niña. Te amo con todo mi corazón. Woo!
Could this be a friendship that crosses all barriers? What do you think of this recording? Leave it in the comments. Number 1.
Yeah, fuck all of that.
We conclude this investigation with a shocking clip recorded by Lalo Escalante, a famous Mexican YouTuber who, along with a friend and medium, dared to perform a ritual inside a cemetery, and where supposedly disturbing cries of a girl managed to be heard at dawn. With this in mind, they arrived at the place with the mission of leaving a recording of everything that seemed strange to them. A video that ultimately ended up impacting thousands of his followers. Watch.
Niña, ven.
Mira, mira.
See,
Ay, no mames,
why are
güey.
you in a cemetery? And why are you running towards that shit? Running over
Ay, no
mass
mames, ahí está, la capté,
graves
güey.
and shit. Fuck out of here, bro.
¿No se escondió ahí? ¿No se escondió ahí?
Amor, ¿dónde estás? Te acabo de ver, mi amor. Niña, bien.
No está la niña, güey.
Compartan la transmisión, amigos. Está poniendo muy fuerte.
Ay, ay, güey, ¿dónde fue? ¿Dónde fue? Clarita se escuchó la niña, amigos. Ay, Dios santo, mames, güey.
That would have been, man, fuck all that shit.
There is
Yes,
no
Philon,
doubt
we
that this
watched
footage leaves your hair standing on end.
Sir Spooks. We
Because the
watched those
situations and manifestations that the camera
before
manages
you
to
came in,
capture
actually.
really generate an impact. This recording, and as expected, provoked an avalanche of reactions that generated intense discussions about whether it was relevant to make these recordings in a place that clearly demonstrates the existence of people who have already departed from this world, that in some way
Hell no.
the rest of their mortal remains are being interrupted. What is your opinion on this impressive recording? Leave it in the comments, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this
is The Darkest Secrets. All right, we got a few new slapped hams, because we haven't watched slapped hams for a minute, because they was kind of weak. We'll watch this newest one. Let's watch this one.
Look at that. This isn't even slow motion.
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some mysterious things caught on camera. But as always, before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this.
Yeah, you'll have to just rewind it when we get off. No,
Our first clip of the day shows something strange happening in a grocery store. It's not known where exactly it was filmed, but the clip was shared to Twitter by Sitio Paranormal. Take a look at what the CCTV cameras have caught.
That shit just flipped. For no
Out of
reason.
nowhere, a box of goods flips over and falls to the ground.
And it did it with
The
force,
noise is enough
too.
to make a nearby customer look around the corner of the aisle. Some viewers thought the box could be asymmetrically weighted, causing the box to flip over itself from the front. However, nothing seems
But
to
something would
initiate
have had to
this
push it.
odd
It was
movement.
sitting there just fine before that. It was legitimately
Other
just
commenters
chilling.
ran with the strange footage and declared the store haunted. However, with the clip being so short, it's hard to tell what it is we're looking at here. So for now, all we can do is watch and wonder.
YouTuber Travazar claims to have encountered a mysterious creature while stranded in the wilderness in Russia. The clip begins by showing a remote landscape blanketed in snow.
In where?
In Russia.
We can see that the OP's truck has bombed out, leaving this YouTuber to spend the night in freezing conditions.
Doesn't look bottomed out. What the fuck are you talking about?
Before long, the camera holder notices some strange tracks in the snow. Then, as darkness sets in, the YouTuber is alarmed by some noises nearby.
Cause he's crazy ass Russian. You know, they be ready to fight bears and shit.
He fetches his night vision camera to see if he can spot an animal nearby. But what he sees is a little more alarming. Take a look.
Looks like a raccoon. Looks like a raccoon, bro. Some sort of fox or something.
Some kind of unknown animal is lurking in the trees.
Looks like a fox or
a bird almost.
We later see the same animal skulking among the grass.
Looks like a gorilla. It's a baby gorilla.
what the fuck is that? And old
The
boy is
uploader
just
calls the
chilling
animal
too, so you
an
know, like
unknown
he,
creature.
whatever it is, he
But
ready
soon
to fight
after
that
this
shit.
footage went
So
live, it
is
became
what
known
it
as
is.
a Russian Bigfoot. Several mainstream
He ain't
news
got shit
outlets
on
ran
this
stories
actual
on this
Russian dude,
encounter,
though.
and soon
He's ready to
after, all
fight.
sorts of theories
He's
were
sitting there
flying
like, come
around
on, I
forums
got
and
you in
social
my
media.
sights, nigga.
Some noted the way the
He ready
creature
to
seemed to
fight that
crawl on
nigga,
its
for real.
knees, dubbing it a baby yeti. Others
Little
went
baby
further into the
yeti.
realms of the paranormal, calling it a demon or even an evil spirit.
I don't know. But
There
he
were
don't
some
wanna
more
fight with that
grounded
Russian,
theories,
though. He gonna
however,
lose.
with some comments
That's why he
suggesting
stayed
it could
his
just be a
distance.
hunter in a ghillie suit, a type of specialized camouflaged outfit. Travazar says their channel isn't about proving anything to anyone and simply presents the material for honest judgment from viewers. So we'll do just that. What do you think's been
Right, they
captured
do
on this
have
night
enough.
vision camera deep in the Russian wilderness? Love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below.
Yeah, he don't want that smoke. He don't want that smoke, bro. It was alright. There was
This
none
next
of
set of
that was about
photos
to
was
happen.
posted to our Slaptam subreddit. The user, Shell's Staff, says that the photos were taken in their friend's home, which they have suspected for some time to be haunted. The friend says that they often smell pipe smoke in the house, but can never explain where it's coming from. At night time, strange knocking sounds can be heard, but just like the pipe smoke, they can never be located. One day, the homeowner felt a presence in the room and decided to take some photos to see if anything would show up. In this first picture, nothing too odd can be seen, except for a faint suggestion of a dark figure in the mirror on the left, just in front of the curtains. Things become eerily obvious in the second
now it
photo,
looks like
however.
something like somebody's looking
Now
out the
we can see a
fucking
dark
window.
figure is leaning around the curtains, looking out the window. If you flick back and forth between the
Somebody
two
just doing it
images, you
there?
can see the movement of the figure. The family believes this is the spirit of an old man who they think is mostly harmless. The OP said they've stayed in the home a few times and have never felt threatened by whatever this presence may be.
Yeah, the pot smoke in my house is usually
Could this
for me
mysterious
too.
figure be the reason for the pipe smoke smell? Love to hear your theories on whatever this is in the comments down below. Do you have your own scary paranormal footage you want to share? We have quite a few
That you
different ways
wanna
to submit your
share.
stuff now. You can go to our Slaptam subreddit, our Facebook community page, or submit it via email to submissions@hammedia.net. If it's spooky or creepy enough, we may feature it in an upcoming episode. You can check out all the links in the description box down below. This set of photos were captured by Instagram user Martin Chag. He says that he recently went sturgeon fishing with a friend in the middle of the night. After landing a rather large catch, they took a series of photos to commemorate the trip. The next day, the fishermen were looking through their photos when they noticed something strange in the background. At 3:35 a.m., something strange can be seen over the man's left shoulder.
The fuck is that?
Fucking alligator or something.
In a two-picture sequence, whatever it is seems to turn and look right at the camera. Then, in subsequent photos, there's nothing there at all.
Definitely an alligator. Them niggas was
The OP
getting
was
stalked.
baffled by the strange sight and took to social media to ask for opinions on what it might be.
It looks like a
Some said it was a
seal.
cryptid,
Or it
perhaps
might be
the
a
infamous
sad sturgeon.
chupacabra.
Maybe that was
This
the
elusive
mate.
beast is known in Spanish folklore to be a
Motherfucker's like, "You took
ferocious
my
animal that
bitch.
drinks the blood of
You got
livestock.
her." You know what I'm
Other
saying?
users, however, said that if the riverbank was behind them, it could be a cougar eyeing the men off. The description of the post notes that other strange things have been happening in the area where this took place, but doesn't elaborate on what exactly this might be. So I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What do you think these two fishermen have inadvertently captured in their photos? Let me know
You
down
found it. Is it
below.
an alligator or is it a sturgeon? Another
In
sturgeon.
August 2020, a resident of Savannah, Georgia, had to pull over to the side of the road when they spotted something mysterious in the clouds above them. This motorist pulled into a service lane and began filming the strange sighting for all to see.
I don't know if you guys can see that bright white light. You guys see that?
It's heaven.
A bizarre flickering light can be seen moving in the cloud
That
formation
nigga found
above.
heaven. That's the gates of heaven right there.
What in the world kind of phenomenon is
You can only
this?
see heaven at a certain angle.
At times, it seems to
Time of
disappear.
day.
This is not any kind of camera special effects. There is light shifting in the clouds.
Then it seems to brew up, then dissipate.
Heaven gone. That's
This
Olympus,
is
Olympus
blowing
or
my mind.
whatever. Where the fuck is Hercules from?
It's like
Where
stationary
was Zeus
lightning,
living?
and then it just
Olympus, right?
Yeah, that's where
Shit.
Zeus lives, right there. That was the
you can see a building behind that.
Olympus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hercules was gonna come hopping down out that bitch. Hercules.
This continues for some time as the motorist watches on in amazement.
Watch this. That is crazy.
And that shit dissipated. It's either aliens or it's fucking
like you can
Zeus's
see the
fucking
static
crib. You know what I'm
building.
saying?
I'm guessing that's lightning of some type.
See? And
Don't
Zeus
they
was the
have-
king.
Look
It was
at
the Lord
that.
of
This
lightning.
isn't
The
even
king
slow
of
motion.
lightning.
Aren't they called ball lightning? Or lightning ball? Or ball lightning, whatever the fuck.
That is so wild.
Energy just forms into like this ball and then it floats.
At
Yeah,
first,
dissipate
viewers
or
threw
something?
out suggestions
Maybe.
of UFOs, aliens, and even government weather control. But in actual fact, this phenomenon has a sound scientific
Oh,
explanation.
look, and you're probably
It's
right.
called a crown flash or sometimes a leaping sundog. It's a rare meteorological event that occurs when ice crystals refract sunlight above the thunderhead crown of a cumulonimbus cloud formation. The result is this striking, shimmering effect that flickers and shifts as ice crystals align in a strong electric field.
You can see a building behind that. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
So while this would be awesome if it was an alien craft, it's still just as amazing to see a super rare weather event like this caught on camera.
It's like you can see the static building. I'm guessing that's lightning of some type. Look at that. This isn't even slow motion. That is so wild.
This ain't even slow motion.
Before we take a
Yeah,
look
you
at a
guys
family
called
that
it.
claims their home may be
Oh,
haunted by a
shit.
dark presence, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell
We
icon
gotta
there.
wait for Renee for that. We gotta wait for Renee for that one, homies. You learned the leaping sun dog in yoga class? That sounds like a yoga position. The leaping sun dog. You ever heard of a leaping sun dog, babe?
Yes, I do it as a sex position.
Oh, you do it as a sex position? What is that? Have we done that before? The leaping sun dog? What the fuck that is? I've never done yoga either, but that sounds like some weird yoga fucking position though.
Did you hear me pee?
I did.
I wonder if they heard me pee.
I mean, you just announced it. Obviously. Can you hurry up? Oh, you got high? Those edible kicked in?
I'm sore as fuck.
It's okay, you took a piss.
Piss time.
Alright.
Turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be notified every time we drop our scary and mysterious episodes.
Nice badass kids out there.
Our last clip of the day was uploaded to TikTok by user Marlene Sanchez 052. They say they captured this footage 5 years ago when they first moved into their house. Take a look at what's been captured. The OP says that she first thought her husband was just playing around, but quickly realised that he wasn't playing at all. The husband claims that something did indeed grab his leg and drag him across
like
the
something
floor.
grabbed his ass.
At first, most viewers thought
Right,
it was
the
fake.
fuck?
After the clip went viral, the
terrified
family
as
posted several follow-up videos explaining the incident. The husband had this to say.
First, no, I was not being pulled by a rope or a string or fishing string. I'd probably hurt. Yeah, fishing line, that wouldn't even be possible.
He then goes on to explain that he has 5 daughters and that one of his twin girls says she regularly sees a tall man with a dark face lurking in the home.
Nigga, fuck that. I don't care what nobody says. If any of our kids ever came to us talking about they see fucking dead people, we gotta get rid of them.
The kid?
Yeah, that kid's gotta go. I'm sticking to it. That
You
kid
gotta go.
No, that kid's gotta go.
You gotta go because you be bringing all this shit.
No, we gotta
into
just get
our
rid of the
house.
kid. We gotta just take it back to the hospital and get our refund.
No.
You don't want a refund?
No.
We'll get a refund and try again.
The refund is not gonna clean.
We'll refund and try again.
The refund is not gonna fold
We'll get
my
one of
laundry.
equal value.
The refund is not gonna clean the toilet.
Well, of equal value. Maybe we'll upgrade even and get one older.
Don't talk about my kids like that. I need to upgrade.
Oh, man.
She sees a tall, dark man, or a man with a dark face. He doesn't say anything to her, doesn't do nothing, doesn't try to get her. But of course, she's terrified or she's spooked about it.
The father then explains that objects have gone missing only to reappear in different locations without an explanation, and disembodied voices have been heard in the home. So what do you think? Is this family really haunted by something, or is it just a bit of TikTok fun? Share your theories with the rest of the community down below.
Yeah, we would have to leave. Even if we just moved in, we'd have to move out. We could just move in, but it's time to move out. All right, we're gonna end this one off, this live off with with one of them cool Mr. Ballin, either Mr. Ballin or we'll do Mr. Ballin, because he's a good storyteller. All right, babe, you can pick the Mr. Ballin as long as it's not red. Oops.
Oh, this one.
Today's story
He's so
includes some of the most
depressing.
dramatic police footage
That's what
I've
I
ever
wanted
seen
to
in my
be.
life.
Oh.
So if you're on the fence about watching today's
It's all
upload,
super
I would
dramatic,
encourage
like-
you to stick around just for that. But before we get into today's story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once or twice every week. So if that's of interest to you, please draw a gun on the like button and force them to retie your untied shoelaces right after you've
Why?
stomped around inside of a bathroom of an outdoor music festival. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's story.
Oh, damn, that's cold.
In 2015, 29-year-old Johnny Coxey and his wife, 25-year-old Megan Coxey, were living in a low-income section of Spartanburg, South Carolina. They both struggled mightily with drug addiction to the point where it was nearly impossible to get steady work, and so they often found themselves out on the streets begging for money. Their addictions also made it nearly impossible to be a good parent to their only child. And in fact, in December of that year, Child Protective Services stepped in and took their child away from them.
Damn,
and if
that
that wasn't bad enough, almost immediately after their child was taken from them, both Megan and Johnny were arrested and thrown in jail for various offenses that were connected to their drug habits. So Johnny and Megan are at absolute rock bottom at this point as they're sitting in jail, but they were about to get a big break. After they both got out of jail, they were only in jail for a couple of days, Megan was contacted by a local, very successful real estate agent named Todd Kohlhepp. Todd was someone she had met previously when she used to be a waitress at a local diner, and Todd was reaching out to her to somewhat unbelievably offer her and her husband pretty decent paying jobs. Apparently, Todd had recently purchased this massive 95-acre plot of land in the area, and he needed people to come onto the property and help clean it up and clear brush and clean some of the buildings that are on there, because his plan was to further develop this property. And so he had been reaching out to other people in Spartanburg to see if they were interested, and Megan and her husband were two people he had contacted. And so, of course, Megan and Johnny say, yes, we would love to do this job. They were in desperate need of cash, and paying jobs did not come around very often. So on December 19th of that year, Megan spoke to her mother and told her about this job opportunity and where it was and what she'd be doing. And then she and Johnny made their way out to this property. And when they got there, they saw this huge chain link fence wrapped around what seemed like a massive forest. And this forest was the 95-acre plot of land that Todd owned. And so apparently at the center of this forest were a few buildings that Johnny and Megan would be responsible for cleaning. And so they made their way down the fence line until they found the break in the fence, and that led to an access road, and they began driving down it deep into the heart of this forest. 3 days later, Megan's mother tried to get in touch with her, but she couldn't. And when she reached out to Johnny, she couldn't get in touch with him either. And so given the couple's history with drugs, Megan's mother thought the worst, that, maybe they overdosed. And so she panics and she rushes to Megan and Johnny's house. They're not there. And so something in her gut tells her that something is wrong here. It's not common for them to just completely go off the grid. And so she called the police. The police began their investigation by speaking to Todd Kohlhepp, who was the owner of this property, because presumably he was one of the last people to see them before they went missing. But when they spoke to Todd, he said, look, I had limited interaction with them. They were on my property. They came out, they cleaned these two buildings on my property, and then I paid them and they left. And we haven't had any contact since. So, unfortunately, I don't have a clue where they would have gone next. And so at this point, the police decide their best bet is just to wait and see what happens. Although they did not tell Johnny or Megan's families this, the police force did have a running suspicion that, it was possible, if not likely, that the couple had used the money from cleaning up this property to go buy drugs, and then they went on a drug binge, and they would either turn up in a couple of days alive or dead from an overdose. But a couple of days went by, and the couple did not reemerge, and no one had any idea where they were. And then a couple of weeks went by, and then a couple of months went by, and it wasn't long before the case went cold. But it would not stay cold for very long. On August 31st, 2016, so roughly 8 months after the Coxies were reported missing, 2 more residents of Spartanburg went missing as well. They were 30-year-old Kayla Brown and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Charlie Carver. The pair had only been dating for about a month, but they were becoming quite serious, with Charlie already introducing Kayla to his family, a step that Charlie's father said was a very big deal for him. Unlike the Coxies, Kayla and Charlie were not struggling with drug addiction or with financial issues. They were actually pretty well off. Charlie worked full-time operating a printer at a local business, and Kayla made a living by doing odd jobs around town. According to their families, it seemed like the couple was very happy with their lives and the directions they were going. But starting on the evening of August 31st, Kayla and Charlie stopped returning text messages or answering phone calls. Charlie's father was especially close with Charlie, and so this sudden silence was immediately noticed by him, but he kind of ruled it out and thought, you know what, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for why he's not texting me back, and so, I'll hear from him over the next couple of days. But over the next couple of days, Charlie continued not to answer text messages or pick up phone calls, same with Kayla, and so after 48 hours of this total silence, Charlie's father finally hopped in his car and drove to his son's house to see if he was there, and he wasn't. And then he drove to Kayla's place, and she wasn't there either. And so none of it made any sense, and so he called the police and he reported them missing. The police started with absolutely no leads, and so what they did to begin their investigation was basically just to interview everybody in Charlie and Kayla's life. Friends, family, acquaintances, employers, co-workers, everyone, but no one had any idea where this couple had gone to. They had not told anyone about some trip they were going on or something they were going to do. It just seemed like they had vanished. And so initially, this investigation really got nowhere. But 2 months after they had been reported missing, the police finally obtained a search warrant that would allow them to look at their respective cell phone records. And when they looked at Kayla's cell phone records, they were able to triangulate roughly where her last known location was, according to pings her cell phone was sending off to nearby cell phone towers. And they discovered her last known location, at least of her cell phone, was inside of the same 95-acre plot of land that the Coxies had been in before they went missing. And so immediately the police put in for a search warrant to go search this 95-acre property, and they sent a team actually out to the property, and they actually set up outside of that big fence and just waited for the search warrant to clear. And at the same time, another group of police officers went to Todd Kohlhepp's house, which was actually in town about 20 minutes away from this property, to talk to him about why in the world Kayla's cell phone would be pinging inside of his property. And so when the police arrive at his front doorstep, Todd is obviously caught off guard by suddenly there being all these police officers. And he does understand very quickly how unbelievably suspicious it looks that now you have potentially 2 couples that have gone onto his property right before they vanished. And so he says to them, look, I know how this looks, but I gotta tell you, I did hire Kayla and her boyfriend did come along with her. She went onto my property. She did some work for me. She cleaned up some stuff, cleared some brush, and then I paid them and then they left. That is the last I saw of them. I have no idea why her phone would be on my property. At the same time, the team of police officers were kind of grilling Todd at his house. The other team that was outside of the 95-acre property, they found out their search warrant had been granted. And so they flew through the gate, they got on that access road, and they began bombing into this huge forest. And as they're driving, they pull out their maps they had printed out that showed the rough estimation of where her final location was within this property. And it looked like the last spot was inside of a clearing. And so as they're driving down this access road through all these trees, they see up ahead, there is a clearing, and it looks very much like the clearing on their map where this final location is. And when they pull into the clearing, off to the left side of the road are these 2 green buildings. The left building was like a shed, like something you might keep yard tools in, like lawnmowers and shovels and rakes, that kind of thing. And then right next to it on the right was this metal shipping container, and it had all these metal chains and 5 padlocks keeping it shut. Now, of course, the police are thinking, oh my goodness, is Kayla inside one of these buildings? Because this is probably where her last location was. And so right away, the police went inside of the left building building, the shack, because it was easier to get into. There weren't padlocks all over it. And when they got inside, there really was nothing of note. Kayla was not in there. Charlie was not in there. There was no cell phone in there. It was just gardening tools. And so they went over to the right building, the shipping container, and they got out their metal cutting saws and their bolt cutters, and they began cutting into all of these locks and chains. And when they finally got that door open, they were absolutely astounded at what they saw inside.
Get right up on it. Get right up on it. Yes. Pull that one first. All right, let them get ready. Y'all ready? Come on. Guys, just jam in here. Give me that crowbar back. Where's that? Get that big crowbar in. Right here. John, put it down here. Yeah,
Watch out. Y'all move. I got it. Watch out, boss.
Joey, sheriff's officer. What?
Appreciate you, Mr. Summers. Appreciate you.
Go.
It looks like cages.
What's your name?
What the fuck's going on?
Lauren. Gotcha. All right.
Just a girl. How are you, honey? This is bolt cutters. This is our best. He's a paramedic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay.
Just hang loose for me.
Anybody got? I need a handcuff key.
The police had just discovered Kayla. She was in rough shape, and she had a metal chain wrapped around her neck that was anchored to the wall, and she was handcuffed, but she was alive. And after they cut her free and got her out of the shipping container, she told them what happened. She said back on August 31st, 2016, so this was the same day that Charlie's father had realized his son was not responding to his text messages, and when he was calling Kayla, she wasn't answering either. So on that day, Kayla says she was contacted by a friend of hers, Todd Kohlhepp, and he told her that he was still looking for people to come out and help clean up the property because he was getting ready to develop it. And so Kayla, she was looking for work, and so she agreed to do it. And after getting this job, Kayla would tell Charlie, and Charlie, just being a good boyfriend, said, you know what, I'll tag along with you and I'll help you do this job. I won't ask Todd for any money. I'm just going to go and help you. And so Kayla was totally thrilled about this. And so later that day, she and Charlie, they made their way out to the 95-acre property. They reached that fence that kind of borders the entire property. They followed it until they hit that break in the fence. They hopped on the access road and they began driving into the heart of this very thick forest. And after driving for several minutes, they reached this clearing. And in this clearing, they see Todd up ahead on the left. He's smiling and waving at them. And he's standing in front of the shack and the metal shipping container. And so Charlie pulls the car in right in front of Todd. And then Charlie and Kayla, they get out. They walk up to Todd to, see what he needs, see what he wants them to do. And as soon as the couple is standing in front of Todd, Todd just casually pulls out a gun and shoots Charlie 3 times in the chest. And as soon as Charlie falls to the ground, Todd aims the gun at Kayla and says, if you go anywhere, I will kill you and I will kill your family. And then he put the gun away, walked over to Charlie, and he wrapped him up in a blue tarp, and then he carried his lifeless body and dumped him in the nearby bucket of a tractor. And then Todd just walked back over to Kayla, who's witnessed this entire thing. She is so terrified she can't even move, and she's just staring at Todd. And Todd draws his gun again at her and orders her to go into the shipping container. So he brings her inside, he locks her up, and for 65 days, she would remain his prisoner. And over the course of those 65 days, Todd would once or twice a day come down and do whatever he wanted with her. And he told her at the outset that if she ever tried to resist him in any way and didn't do whatever he wanted with her, he would not only kill her, he would also kill her family. And so Kayla very early on decided she would not put up a fight. She just kind of accepted that this was her life, that she would be horribly mistreated, and then probably at some point he would grow tired of her and kill her, but at least she would be sparing her family. And so when the police finally went into that shipping container, Kayla truly did not expect ever to be rescued. So when you watch that video, you need to understand that was someone who believed she was 100% going to die inside of that space. And so after Kayla tells the police officers this totally horrible and traumatic story, they immediately radio over to the other team of police officers that were still at Todd Kohlhepp's residence, still talking to him, and they tell them, hey, this is what Kayla just told us. Todd's reaction to this news was also captured on video.
We have Kayla. Excuse me. We have Kayla in your property. She was locked in a container, okay? She has told us that you shot and killed Charlie. Why did you shoot him?
I didn't shoot anybody, sir.
Okay, why did you lock her in a container in your property?
I was done.
She's on your property right now, locked in a container. She's saying you buried Charlie's body on that property. So you're saying you didn't lock her up, you didn't put her in the Connex box or anything?
I'm money that attorney.
Probably a good thing. Go ahead and put him in the back of your car.
Even though Todd would initially
Yeah.
deny any wrongdoing and would
Put
claim
his
he had
ass
nothing
in
to
the back
do
of
with
the
what
car
happened to Kayla or
immediately.
Charlie, he would eventually confess not only to killing Charlie and kidnapping Kayla, but also to killing Johnny and Megan Coxey. Apparently, he had done to them what he did to Kayla and Charlie. He had lured the Coxeys onto his property on the promise of work, and then when they reached those two structures, he drew a gun and he shot Johnny and killed him, and then he ordered Megan to go inside of the shipping container. Now, unlike Kayla, who would ultimately comply, and it did save her life, Megan did not. She fought back. She was totally resistant. She wouldn't do anything that he wanted her to do. And so after only 5 days of her being in captivity, he would kill her. And the way he would describe her was, oh, you know, she was acting like a wild animal, so I had to put a bullet in the back of her head. He didn't care at all about these people he had killed. Charlie, Johnny, and Megan's bodies would all be discovered in shallow graves right outside of that shipping container. Knowing he was potentially facing the death penalty and wanting to avoid that, Todd told police after he had confessed to these murders that he could actually confess to even more murders, and if he did, could they take the death penalty off the table? And so the police ultimately would agree, and Todd would tell them that back in 2003, he had walked into a motorbike shop and killed 4 of their staff members. Apparently, a couple of days earlier, they had offended him in some way. He had gone in there and they had kind of made some snide remark about how he was bad at riding motorcycles. It was kind of in good fun. It was not meant to be very mean, but Todd had taken it as an absolute offense and he could not stand for it. And so literally in broad daylight, he had walked back into this store and gunned all of them down. And then once they were all down, he had walked by each of them and put an additional round into each of their heads. And so as Todd is telling the police this terrible story, he's totally nonchalant about it. He's laughing about it, and he's even bragging to police that they would be proud of him at how quickly he cleared the superbike shop, meaning how quickly he got in there and killed everyone inside. That somehow, because police officers use weapons too, they would appreciate how efficient he was. These 4 murders would be the only additional murders Todd would confess to, and they would be enough to take the death penalty off the table. But it's believed Todd had killed more people. In fact, he had blatantly admitted to Kayla when she was in captivity that his body count was in the high 2 digits. And most likely he was telling her this because he planned on killing her before she could ever escape and tell anyone. But of course, she was rescued, and so the world now knows. However, if Todd never confesses to any more murders, there's a very good chance we'll never know about them. One of the more disturbing aspects of this case is after it became public that Todd Kohlhepp was the killer, someone discovered that an anonymous account was doing all these product reviews on Amazon, and this anonymous account was Todd Kohlhepp. And the products he was reviewing were things like knives and shovels and chainsaws, and the reviews literally were about how he planned on using these tools to kill people, or they were how he had used these tools to kill people, or how he had disposed of bodies. And then there was also a couple of reviews of padlocks, and one of the reviews said he had 5 of them on a shipping container, and so now the shipping container was just like Hotel California. Hotel California is the famous song by the band The Eagles, and in this song, the famous line is, "You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave." Todd was ultimately sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences, which means he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. So that's going to do it, guys. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please draw a gun on the like button and force them to retie your untied shoelaces right after you've stomped around inside of the bathroom of an outdoor music festival. Also, please subscribe to our channel.
Anyways, man, yeah, that shit was wild, man. Dude was nuts. Dude had fucking a whole lot of missing screws and shit. But yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all hit that join button. You know what I'm saying? If you so feel like it, check it out. There's some discounts and, little perks and things. We give you shout outs on all the videos and lives and whatnot. Shout out all the members, but we do it all by name in the beginnings of all videos and lives. But yeah, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out with us today. And we'll see y'all on Friday. So catch y'all later. Peace.